I am, Your Honor.
There you are. Where you are. There you are. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
What happened to the defendant?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
He's not in the booth.
All right. Yes, he is. I see him.
Okay.
It takes a while to come out of the breakout room. On the record, please. All right. This is the return date on the state's motion for detention. It was filed by the prosecutor's office on the defendant Jabara Igbara on warrant complaint number 2019 W2012 91 and 2019 W2021 93. It was filed on March 18th, 2021. Counsel, may I have your appearances, please?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Joseph Torrey on behalf of the state.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Clarkman on behalf of Mr. Jabara Igbara.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Hisham Masri from the law firm Red and Masri for Mr. Igbara, co-counsel on the case.
Okay, good afternoon, all. Mr. Jabara, can you hear us and see us?
Yes.
I gave you opportunity to speak with your lawyers before this hearing. Did you speak with them? Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and did you have enough time to speak with them?
Yes.
Okay, and did they answer all of your questions to your satisfaction?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Counsel, are we ready to proceed with the detention hearing?
We are, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if Your Honor received an email I sent a couple hours ago. It come to our attention that the FBI has put a detainer or hold on our client. That was placed on him last night. That's obviously changed the circumstances for today's argument. Our intention up until yesterday was to argue for our client's release. However, for purposes of credit calculation, at this point, we don't believe it's in our client's interest to ask for release, even if Your Honor was to grant his release today from Bergen custody. He would not obviously be released because of the federal hold, and all that would technically do is really prevent him from obtaining or collecting credit on his state's case.
Right.
So for those reasons, Judge, we're going to consent to the defendant's detention as the case stands now. However, I would ask Your Honor just to place on the file that we would like to motion the court at a future date for a reconsideration if he is to be released from federal custody.
Mr. Torrey?
Your Honor, the defense had indicated the same to me prior to the hearing, and I understand that they'd like to consent. So, the state did file two motions. The defense is consenting to the detention. I believe the court can so order. I don't know if the motion would be a motion for reconsideration or maybe just a motion based on a change of circumstances at some time in the future, at which time the defense has the right to do so.
Well, the defense can always file a motion if there are changed circumstances, and that's what I'm going to put in the detention order, that the defendant was represented by two attorneys that are listed below. They consented to the detention. There's an FBI detainer. Is that related to charges, counsel?
Yes.
Charges?
Correct, Judge. There were wire fraud charges that were issued last night.
Okay, and I have that the detainer was entered on 3/23. Defense counsel reserved the right to reconsider if circumstances change. How's that?
Correct, Judge. Thank you.
Let me just speak to the defendant. Sir, can you hear me and see me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. As I said, you had time to speak with your attorneys before we went on the record, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did they explain to you what they just told me, that they are going to consent to your detention based on the fact that you have federal charges pending and they've lodged a detainer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So if you were released, you would be held on the federal detainer, and your lawyers explained to you how that would affect your credits here in the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you agree with their decision? Now, you know that you are in charge of your case. They give you advice and you are the one who makes the decision. Are you satisfied with your lawyer's advice? Sir,
Yes, Your Honor.
so you're satisfied with your lawyer's advice?
I have a question. If I was to speak to them regarding this last question, is that an issue?
No, you mean you want to go back into a breakout room?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Rosemary?
Okay. You may need to get an officer to hit join in order to be a part of that.